can just tell them just keep trying. And we are live, people. Welcome to episode 11. Sorry, it went live faster than I thought, and I apologize for being late. I had some stuff I had to do, but we are talking spoilers. Last Jedi and Jumanji. Now, one person here has seen Jumanji, and it's not me. It is you, Lou. How's it going, man?
I'm doing well. Can't spoil it because the movie's technically not out yet. I'll give my general thoughts.
Yes. Sorry. I apologize.
The movie is really good. It's funny. The comedy lands when it hits. And I will say it's worth going to see at least once. And I like how they tied it into
the old one.
The old one, yes.
So, okay. The main question is this. Now, a lot of people love Jumanji. A lot of people were concerned about, how would they respect that movie from Robin Williams, the connection, and you liked it. You liked it, especially.
Yeah. My cousin enjoyed it. My whole theater was laughing, and when the movie ended, they applauded.
Okay.
I was finally in a theater that actually did something.
Cool. All right, that's good. What's up, Charles?
Hello.
Was that hello or just like a? I mean, I thought you were just grunting there for a second.
No, it was a hello. I'm just really tired, and I'm going to be going to bed after we're done with this call.
All right. It's got a long day. All right, let's since we've spoken about Jumanji, and according to Lou says go check it out.
If we all know how Star Wars is going to dominate regardless of what movie comes out. It's one of those that if you've already seen Star Wars more than twice and you're looking for something to do with your family on Christmas Day, this is probably a really good movie to go take them to.
Okay. Cool.
I mean, Jack Black nailed his part perfectly.
Yeah, I think that was the right actor for that role. Definitely.
Oh, trust me. If you do see this, you will agree. He portrayed his character brilliantly.
Okay. Cool. All right. Good. So Jumanji, check it out. Fun. Respects the old movie as well at the same time. So that's good.
Yeah, it does. It really does. I have to say, we've seen the trailer where it's the father. We thought we would think it was a kid who picked up the board game. No, it's actually the father who picks it up and brings it back with him. And I'll just leave it at that because it does something in the movie that you wouldn't think it would do, but it did. And that's kind of how it pays homage.
All right, cool. Stop right there before you say anything else. Okay, now let's move on to the meat of the matter. And I apologize if my shirt is looking like it's wavy on screen.
We understand because you're on that super huge television you got for a monitor.
I don't know what you're talking about. Just because it's a 49-inch monitor, it doesn't mean that,
Yeah. Okay.
So, Charles, you've seen Last Jedi, right? Twice. Okay. All right, cool. Let us get into the meat of the matter. We are talking Last Jedi. So start off with you, Charles. Guys, everything is spoilers. So if you haven't seen it, sorry. What did you think? But just quickly first to start. Did you like it? Did you love it? Did you hate it? What was your feeling? Well, just quickly on that aspect. Lukewarm.
Yeah, I thought the movie was average. If I had to give it a number rating, I'd give it a 5.3 out of 10.
Wow, he gave Justice League much higher rating, people. Just a reminder.
Yeah.
All right.
But no, it's just this. Look, I mean, my main issue with this movie is that many of the plot lines that they set up in The Force Awakens have been abandoned in Last Jedi. That pissed me off. Like, since we're going into spoiler territory, technically killing off Phasma was bullcrap. Killing off Snoke was bullcrap. Huh?
She's not dead.
Well,
Who's
the way I
who's
see
not dead?
the way I see it with Phasma is that as long if we don't see a body, then it's up in the air whether she's dead or not.
She's not dead.
But with Snoke, he's straight up dead. And in Force Awakens, they were marketing him as the big bad of this new trilogy. And with him dead, where are they going to go? Is Kylo going to be the new Supreme Leader?
Well, they did call him Supreme Leader.
He is a pissant when it comes to being a leadership like that. He's forgive my language, but he's a bitch.
Remember the rule of two when it comes to the Sith. Granted, they say they're not Sith.
Yeah,
they say they're not Sith, but they're probably following the same principle. In order to be the supreme, well, I guess in this case, a supreme leader, you have to take out your boss. That was Vader's downfall. Vader did not know how to take down Palpatine. That's why he never, not even till the end. He used Luke being tortured to do it. That's what redeemed him. Kylo has no redemption.
Well, here's the thing, though. I do hear your point, but then again, I think he's not dead.
No, Snoke is definitely dead.
I personally think he's not dead. The reason I say is I still think that Disney is doing a little bait and switch on what we think. I think they're rewriting certain things in terms of what you consider force powers, number one. But then again, I won't say that it was in the graphic novels or it isn't. Because when you watch it, right, the first thing you see is what's her name gets blown out into space, and then she basically spiritually forces herself back in, right?
Okay, and speaking of that, with the whole thing with Leia being in the vacuum of space, sure, she used full force pull to pull herself back to the ship, which is fine. Jedi have been known to express that ability many times, but it's not really how she got back to the ship, but how long she was in the vacuum of space is what bothered me.
Yeah,
because she was out there long enough to where she would not have survived.
I mean, yes, but that like I said again, that is like near here or there. Besides the point on that aspect, but I think they're trying to change things where I think we will still see Snoke or something about him in Episode 9. I think this is not the end of Snoke. I think we are being baited to think this is the end. And then when we see the third part, it will make more sense because they've done. What is it? Sorry?
My issue is that when I saw it, the first time I saw the movie, I wasn't able to finish it because I got sick and I had to leave the theater with still 45 minutes left in the movie. But when I went to see it today, I was able to finish the whole thing, and I saw at the end where they were on the Falcon and they were leaving and everything. And what I got was that this was basically the start of their war. Where in Force Awakens, in Last Jedi, it was just a bunch of skirmishes. While at the end of Last Jedi, leading into Episode 9, that was the start of their war, their rebellion. And I thought, okay, well then what a freaking waste. Because we only got one movie left in this franchise. How are they going to fit all that stuff in one movie?
Well, because it's not a start of a rebellion. It's actually the end. It's different because what you have here is the one key thing that a lot of people who are missing, I think, from this movie is that they did something very interesting here. They sent out a message to the outer rim of the galaxy. There was no response. There's a reason why there was no response. And it also leads me to believe that's also part of the reason why Snoke is that powerful. I think there's a lot more tied in, and not necessarily the fact, because even the First Order is pretty much about to die anyway. If you think about it, even though the First Order had more troops, they are actually more imbalanced now with the death of Snoke, with what's his name as leader, right? Kylo Ren, than they were before. So both are about to literally go away in a sense. And that's what I think we're going to see in Episode 9. And I think it's going to tie more to Snoke than you think. I don't know how exactly. I don't know if they will bring Snoke back, or it's maybe even something to do with his own teachings and the fact that he is that powerful for him to do a force connection between two users and things like that. But I think we will see more of that in episode 9 and how that actually relates, because Star Wars has never dealt with the outer rim, so to speak, right? Star Wars.
Well, technically, Tatooine is in the outer rim.
Yeah, technically,
that's the farthest they've gone.
But the other planets, they don't really deal with that, and that's where they sent the signal to, and nobody showed up. There's a reason, but you remember, Leia was very confident that we have allies, we have people there.
Well, so, I have, you know what? I just have a theory that just sparked up in my mind. It's like, you know, with Rian Johnson being signed on to direct and produce and possibly write his own trilogy, and the rumor is that it's going to be the Old Republic era, possibly involving something involving the original.
That rumor's already been shut down. He's not doing the Old Republic.
Oh, he's not? Okay, then never mind.
I think he's doing stuff in the Outer Rim. I think that's the area where he's doing stuff where I think the Old Republic will play, but not the same way. I think remnants of the Old Republic that moved out of the Old Republic is what we're going to see out there, not necessarily the Old Republic itself or the composition of that. But I think what it is that the reason why I'm not as harsh with this movie is because this was planned as a trilogy, and sometimes middle movies don't get appreciation until you watch the third one. You always have to do it that way.
But the thing is that this feels like its own standalone movie, and it completely ignores the plot line set up in Force Awakens.
See, I disagree. I don't think it does. I don't think it
because it literally takes place hours after Force Awakens.
And speaking of that, I know Lou disagrees with me on this, but I think Rey is a Mary Sue.
Because
they did Anakin's a Mary Sue.
No. They did turn her into a Mary Sue. I do agree with that aspect.
No, they didn't.
Lou, let me say this.
Dude, you could point out everything you want. If you want to call her a Mary Sue, then Anakin fucking Skywalker's a Mary Sue. Because his fucking mom had no father. She was created through the balance of the Force. The only difference with Rey is her parents are just a bunch of fucking nobodies.
I'm not talking about the parentage. I call her Mary Sue because, unlike Anakin, remember, Anakin had training. That's how I equated Mary Sue.
So, okay, the training aside, that's the more important thing, because this is how it's explained. Her powers are awakened in the Force Awakens. Her powers come to light there. The reason why she was able to best Kylo is because the Force gave her a boost, even though she didn't know how to tap it.
Oh, that's why she's a Mary Sue.
Yeah, no, I get it, dude. Remember I said this. Remember the last time when we talked about the Force Awakens? I get that logic. The problem is still poor execution, and I'll tell you why. It is and I'm not trying to diss or even make anything racial. Is the fact that this Western directors do not know how to do a simple anime compliment. Every anime that we love and we watch does this all the time. But as a main character, your ass will get whooped, and you need to go and train to know how to master those powers before you come back and fight. It's a very simple principle. That's just it. That's why she is a Mary Sue, not because of her parenting. Forget all that. It literally is poor execution. We knew from the Force, literally, if she had even gotten a month of training from Luke, I would be like, okay, I get it. Right?
She got hours of training.
Yeah.
But the thing is, even with hours of training, she wouldn't have been able to best Kylo. She wouldn't have been able to best those red armored guards.
The fight with the red armored guards were the one where I was like, okay, look, at the very least, and again, it's one of those anime things. Is simple. Okay, fine. You realize that, all right, I've got a lot of force power. I don't know how to use it. Remember, the best character, if you watch Naruto does not have any skill for most of the anime. He knows he has more power than everybody. He just basically tries to overwhelm them with his power. She doesn't even realize that. That's maybe my problem with that. She's fighting. So I watched that fight scene with the Imperial Guards, or whatever they're called specifically.
Praetorian Guards.
And I was like, okay, Kylo should handle them. Yeah, sure.
Even Kylo was kind of struggling.
Yeah, exactly, too. So I'm just like, again, that's why I say that it's, when we see this is when you start talking power levels again, we go to that discussion of power levels. It's just something that is to me is poorly executed, and it puts that kind of conversation when clearly I know that's not what they would want to do to the character. But when you now create a sequence where she only spends X amount of time with Luke. Remember, they only had how many hours?
No, days. She spent days with Luke.
Okay, days with Luke, but she didn't even know training with Luke really at all. None.
Well, because Luke really didn't want to teach her. He just I think he just taught her 3 basic things.
Yeah, I know. I get that. I get it. But that to me, that of anything I would complain in the movie, for me personally, I think that was more the things that, because it really just, I now have to, and I can see where Charles, your point comes in. You now have 2 lead characters who one is super whiny, that has some skill set, and the other one who is fine but has 0 skill set, but they now put on the same power level, and you're like, really?
Yeah, and the thing is that from The Force Awakens to The Last Jedi, it goes over the course of I think at most a 4-day period. 4 days. Yeah.
Probably right.
In a 4-day period, it is impossible to be able to have the lightsaber skills to take on those Praetorian guards. It's impossible. It cannot be done.
She should have been force pushing everybody away, or just like lifting people and throwing away. That's literally it.
She just doesn't know how to do that yet.
Yeah, I know, but that's the thing. That's why I said that. Like that was my own complaint. Like everything else, like I get it. I was happy that at least they brought some anime level skill sets of, illusions and using his force projection to fight Kylo Ren. That was, to me, that was like the best part of the whole movie. I was like, okay, I'm done.
All right, I have to ask, what is everybody's opinion on the porgs?
I could care less. I actually wish Chewie ate that one that he fried.
I don't know. I got to admit, I actually kind of thought they were cute. I did. I mean, I liked them. I didn't have a problem with them.
Those things were just stupid.
I understand why they were in the movie because it was for toy merchandising, but still, they were kind of cute.
They were just stupid.
I wish Chewie had his dinner.
I mean, I agree. I think he just said should have told the porg, like, forget you. I'm hungry. I'm going to eat this.
I hope one of the deleted scenes is that Chewie just takes a bite out of it anyway, and the other one just starts crying. Because that's how I would have shot that.
And then later on, you see Chewie apologizing. It's like, sorry. And then you see a little bubble. He's like, but that tasted good, though.
All right, but I have to ask, what are your guys' takes on the nipples? At the beginning of the movie, where Rey is trying to follow Luke, and Luke walks up to those creatures and milks the creature.
The green milk. I thought that was disgusting.
To be honest, the first time I saw it, I was like, "Really? You're gonna do this in a Disney-owned property?" All right.
Well, Disney's taking risks and chances, and my take is I love the movie.
Yeah, go ahead, Lou.
Since I never got there, I love the movie. I had no issues with the movie. I'm one of those that Star Wars just can't do no wrong. I don't care what anybody says.
Really? Oh my God!
I mean, come on. Lou has 2 movies that can do no wrong.
Really?
Star Wars and Transformers.
I can name 2 of the Star Wars movies outside of Last Jedi, not including Last Jedi, that were absolutely horrible, and that was Phantom Menace and Attack of the Clones. Attack of the Clones being the worst.
I think Attack of the Clones was great.
The hell it was.
Attack of the Clones was terrible.
You got to understand something when it comes to the prequels. The prequels were designed to be a political stance, and if you don't like politics and stuff like that, you're not going to really enjoy it.
No. It wasn't
again. That's not the reason why we don't like that movie.
I don't like Attack of the Clones because of the half-assed love story.
Exactly. The half-assed love story was terrible. It was just bad.
The love story aside, you've got the best lightsaber duels in the prequel era. And A New Hope, they suck. And hopefully,
nobody's.
Hope to God, whatever episode 9 is called, it takes us back to that level.
Nobody's disagreeing with you that, but when you have a love story that is that bad, at that point, I don't even care. I'm like, you know what? Run away, kill them. I don't care about these characters. You lose. when I say if you want me to enjoy a movie, right, make me care about the character and not do this wish. That whole love scene was, oh my god, I love you because you make me look beautiful. In the theater, I was like, I almost choked on my popcorn, man. I was like, what is this rubbish that I came to see?
Dude, but think about it. A New Hope established a love story as well with Han and Leia.
Except Han was smooth and Leia was like,
okay, but that was the actors and a better director that knew how to guide them to bring that. And they also did improv some of those scenes that probably made it better because George Lucas does write like a book.
I'm just saying that it just wasn't. But anyway, going back to
I'm sorry, but
8.
I believe Phasma's dead, and
I read somewhere said she's coming back or something like that.
What's she coming back for, dude? She falls into an abyss of a bottomless pit.
Yeah, but there's one thing that we noticed about that brief fight between her and Finn is that when they were shooting at her with the blasters were just ricocheting off of her armor, which means that her armor is very durable. That could have protected her from that fall. The
problem is her mask was open.
Doesn't matter.
But she fell into space.
No, she didn't. She fell into an opening within the ship itself.
No, that ship is massive, man. That ship is bloody huge.
Yeah, she did not.
Dude, that is the biggest ship I've seen in a Star Wars movie. But
I thought the Dreadnought was big, and then when Snoke ship like came through, I was like, ooh.
Dude, that thing it's just huge.
So I'm going to have to say that was it Empire Strikes Back when we saw Darth Vader's Dreadnought? I think his Dreadnought was bigger.
No. This thing is
Snoke ship is the biggest ship to date.
Snoke ship basically, if all those compartments were hangars, you can park a couple of Star Destroyers inside his ship. This thing, that's also one of the reasons why it doesn't have good propulsion, because it's big. It's built for light speed travel, not sub-light speed, because the amount of gas powered propulsion you're going to need to push that thing is huge, which is the reason why they just kept on firing and lobbying. They're like, we'll see what we can get as we keep moving forward, because it's such a big ship. It's not meant to fly around in sub-light speed whatsoever.
Well, he's done.
Yeah, I think oh god, I had something in my head, I just forgot it. Shit, it's gone. It'll come back.
Here's another thing. Andy Serkis built up Snoke prior to this movie to be menacing, and Snoke's arrogance is what got him killed.
Oh yeah, of course it was his arrogance. I mean, Snoke is downright powerful.
We've seen, dude, the man shot lightning from the ground. That was like, okay.
He's downright powerful. He doesn't have a lightsaber, or at least we didn't see one on him at all. That's just to show you that he was like, I don't need. Again, he's at that point. He's like, I don't need a lightsaber. Like that's.
See, your theory though, that we might see him in episode 9. If that happens, then he's the only one who's been able to probably master moving his consciousness to another body. Because Plagueis was toying with that before he was killed.
I mean, maybe we'll see. We'll see on that aspect. I think.
Well, I'm still. I mean, if there is a chance that Snoke is still alive, I am sticking to the theory that he is a lot older than we realize, to the point where he could be thousands of years old, and that the body that he was inhabiting now, the one that got killed, was probably a body that his original consciousness was possessing, and so with now this body dead, he's now looking for a new host. Think of him as like a parasite.
I mean, it could be. There could be a couple of things there, but I think with Snoke, one of the interesting things is that, and his power level, I think he and Luke are around the same power level. His fear for Luke, even though he didn't express it too much, you could tell that he needed to wipe out Luke quickly. That was his mindset.
Well, his mindset was, we kill Luke, and then the dark side's the dominant. Remember, it's a yin and yang.
True,
The Force is considered yin and yang.
but it's not.
Light and dark will always balance, and one cannot survive without the other, which is.
I know, but I mean that's always been there in a sense, but it's not that. I think really he knows that that would be his match, and he could lose at that level. And if he does, then everyone else would know that. You know, I mean, look, the way the First Order is built on power. As soon as he's dead, and Hux and General Hux comes in, he's about to kill Kylo Ren. Kylo Ren basically bitches him around, and he just falls in line. That's how they all are. So he knows that whatever if Luke kills him or defeats him, his vision is gone. So remember what he said. He didn't say, I will go there. Remember, Star Wars, all past Sith will go there and kill somebody they wanted to kill. He says we will go there and destroy the planet he is on and wipe it out. That tells me that's somebody who does not want to take any chances. Just blow the whole thing up and let's be done. No jumping around doing lightsaber battles left and right. Fly my spaceship there and just drop weapons and I'm out.
I did, like I said, I love the movie, but I had problems with the puppets. Yoda took me out of the movie for a few minutes.
Actually, it brought me further in just because it was a nod to them using him as a puppet in the original trilogy.
Sorry. I have a thing where I don't go back and watch movies in the 90s. I don't want puppets. I want CGI or really good practical effects. That puppet looked like crap, and you could tell it was a puppet on screen. And I was like, Jesus Christ. I mean, George Lucas did a much better job with the CGI Yoda. That was just horrible. Then even when they went to the casino, some of those things there, like the one puppet that was just like a vanilla looking color, I was like, God, he just looks like a puppet.
That entire casino scene with Finn and Rose was completely and utterly useless. That shit should not have happened in the movie at all. That is my least favorite part of the movie. I could not stand that part.
Well, Luke played another character in that scene there.
I am not surprised. But, no, it was generic and it was stupid. I mean, it was like, the only purpose it was there was to give weight to Rose. And I was like, okay, Rose is a character that came out of nowhere, and I don't know, just everyone's saying like she's the breakout hit of The Last Jedi. I don't see what they're talking about.
She was okay.
Her character was useless. In this entire movie, she was useless.
Her character was fine.
No, she wasn't useless. Her character did something very small and very important for Finn, and
saved his life.
No, not just that.
And kissed him. So there's going to be a romance.
No, I think you missed the point there. The character. Remember, where was Finn in literally 4 days before?
He was trying to escape in an escape.
No.
Finn was walking around
in
a water bag.
No. Before, sorry, not 4 days. A week before, Finn was a stormtrooper.
Mm-hmm.
What Rose's character tells Finn is that there is more. Even if you include the romance, right? There is more being a regular individual out there, and there's stuff to fight for. I get it. Some things were not executed as well as the others, but I did like the inclusion, because the one thing about Star Wars that they do badly in all the movies is they tend to keep it. Star Wars has a lot of characters. To me, the character that shouldn't have been there was what's her name? The lady that flew in the ship in Lightspeed into General Snoke's ship.
It was though I don't remember the actress's name or the character name, but it was the woman with the purple hair.
Yeah, the Durham. Yeah. So the reason why I don't like that character there is because, again, wasn't Admiral Akbar in the ship with Princess Leia, right?
Yeah, so
Akbar, he got blown up.
He got blown up. That's it. That is somebody in the Star Wars universe that is well known, right? wasted out, right? Completely. Instead of you having a situation where Admiral Akbar is the one that says, I'm the one that will fly the ship in, right? If you want to send the character away, send the character away. Why give me?
Well, they did. He got blown up with Leia.
Exactly. It's terrible. That's what they do.
But you want to know? You notice what they're doing with this trilogy?
They're wiping out old characters.
They're wiping out all the old characters. The only one left really is, I don't think they'll kill Chewie because they found somebody else to play Chewie. Peter Mayhew does all the sit down scenes with Chewie. That's about it. Is really Lando, and maybe Yum Yum, whatever the hell his name is, Ding Mong, the Asian looking one.
Oh, I know the
that
one.
helped Lando fly the Falcon in Return of the Jedi.
The Celestin. His race is called Celestin.
Whatever his race is.
I don't remember the name though.
It doesn't matter whether you want to kill them off or not. It's a matter of to me, the point is very simple. Why do you introduce a new character and you give her how much screen time and you kill her off, right? So I first was getting pissed at the character. Then I was like, oh, she had a plan. Okay, cool. I think she was using.
But see, the problem is
you just kill her off again. I mean,
no, but see, she had a lot more because she was in the Princess Leia book. She's known Leia since they were teenagers, so they've always been together. But us, that was her problem.
Yeah, no.
The regular general audience are gonna look at her like, well, why is she so chummy with Leia? And then she stays back on the ship, and next thing you know, she's dead.
Exactly. So to me, it made. That's why I say there are certain things, there's certain execution parts that it's either, like I said, either you explain to us, which will take too much time, who she is, or you give that role to Akbar, or you put her in there as a second to Akbar, and then Akbar stays. She goes with Leia, and then she continues Leia's role in a sense in another movie if you want to, or at least you just know that's their connection.
See, that would have worked out better now if they should have reached. Well, it's kind of hard since Leia died, but they should have redone that scene where they kept Akbar alive. He goes down with the ship, and then Leah Durham's character takes over for Leia because you could kill Leia off in. They most likely will do it off screen with the time jump. Either they'll kill her off or they'll say she retired. She had enough leading the thing, and now Poe is in charge.
They'll say that she force-spirited away also. I mean, that's pretty much it. That's how she's going.
I thought turning into a Force Ghost only worked for somebody who had formal training.
You have to have the formal training to become a Force Ghost.
Changing everything.
Which she never got the
training. Bullshit.
She never got the training.
With Return of the Jedi, how Darth Vader just redeems himself, and then all of a sudden he's a Force Ghost.
Well, I think it works for not only the Jedi but also the Sith.
But he never did that training. It's a lot of meditating and other stuff that has to be done to eventually ascend to become a Force Ghost.
Remember, he's always staying in that liquid gel bath. He's always staying.
Yeah, that was his meditation chamber. That giant ball thing that opened up. That was his meditation chamber.
Okay, fine. That's his meditation chamber. But homie wasn't thinking about becoming a freaking Force Ghost. That was just George Lucas's way of saying, "Hey, look, I just redeemed this guy. Now he's this," which was just the dumbest thing he did.
No, it's fine.
No, it was amazing.
It's fine.
No, it was dumb.
You know what's gonna come. We know who's gonna come back and redeem Kylo Ren.
Cha-cha.
Yeah.
No,
not gonna happen. But I mean, look, the movie. Look, to me, I put it this way. For me personally, I thought this was better than Episode 7. I thought it had issues that I could walk away from. The lightsaber fight scenes, I didn't really care for. The last one with Luke and Kylo Ren was fun just because of knowing what Luke was doing, but I could care less about those lightsaber fight scenes at all. The whole.
Well, did you figure out that was a younger Luke from Jump?
From what?
That was a younger version of Luke from Jump. That was. I believe he projected himself from when he was training Ben from that era.
I didn't actually fully pay attention to see that, but
I didn't either until after I came home and started watching spoiler shows on it. Because I'm like, okay, when he did that, like Kylo went at him and he did that ninja-like move and was like literally 6 inches from the ground, bent down, and I'm like, wow, he became real agile all of a sudden.
I did notice that it was a younger version of Luke. His robes were different. His hair was darker.
And the fact that he lit up Anakin's blade.
yeah, but to me it didn't matter at the end because it was a projection.
But no, that brings me to my next point: is that projecting oneself across great distances is not one of the skills of the Jedi. They pulled that out of a hat.
No.
It is. They actually cherry picked it from the EU.
Yeah, it's a cherry pick move, but also again, remember, Luke has, I think, if I'm not mistaken, Luke has mastered his both sides, or at least he's had experience with both sides, both light and dark. And so that's something that remember, of all the Jedis, he's the one who has, dealt with the dark side and come back. So,
well, he's not the only one. But
I mean, at least in the movie universe, let's put it that way, that we've seen. So they can, I mean, power sets, yeah, they can showcase that as being a power set. But also, again, if you look at it, the way to me they explain it was that it takes a great toll on you, and at that point, you might as well just like force ghost after that, because
that's what you notice at the end.
Yeah, you don't.
As soon as he was done with that, he stood, and then he's gone in the wind.
Yeah, I don't think you're gonna have enough. I mean, if he was younger, sure, that would probably have been easier for him to do. But at his age, I think it was also just time, and it was a good way to say.
I still think Luke's death in that regard was anticlimactic.
I mean, it felt a little anticlimactic, I think, but to me, I knew he was going to die. I already knew he was not going to continue because, in a sense, he had to pay for the sins of what he created. That was just pretty much it. Remember, in a way, he created Kylo Ren. He made the decision that his nephew was evil without trying to help him be, because Kylo looks at it and goes, he tried to kill me. That's the only thing Kylo saw. So
at least we saw the green lightsaber.
Yeah. So in Kylo's mind, he's like, this guy came and killed me. So of course I'm switching away. So he had to get some redemption for that. And after that, he was going to be gone.
But did you guys notice the books were in the Falcon?
Yeah, I saw that.
Oh, I didn't see it.
Yeah. When Finn opened up trying to get something to cover Rose.
Oh, that's okay.
The books were in that drawer. That's why Yoda blew up that tree without hesitation.
But you know what? You know what I liked about that scene is as he covered up Rose, already, Ray gave him just a quick look. I could see her face be like, I mean, I leave for like 4 days, and then there's some new chick in my spaceship.
But we all know Ray and Finn were never gonna hook up.
No. I to be honest, between Ray and Finn, I always saw something that was akin to like a relation, like a connection between brother and sister.
Oh, I did not see that at all. I saw it.
I did.
I
tried to get with her, but she slapped him down real quick. Back on Jakku.
I think it's there, but I think it's one of those that will not happen unless they want to do that typical, flip around, and it may happen because I don't think Finn will end up with Rose either. I think that's just a mental note for him to know that the universe is a big place, and you don't have to be confined to anything at this point. So. Although a lot of people now, so here's the thing: I don't get why people are so confused about the ending of the movie with the boy with the broom.
What, broomstick boy?
I'm like, look, basically, the broomstick boy is like Anakin, and it's not like it's anything super crazy, especially now that you've reestablished that the Force is not, metachlorians, right? It's just basically energy of the universe, right? And some people have connection to it more than the others. Done. Simple. So I don't know why people are, because I've seen people complain and say like, "Oh, they don't understand it. Who's that boy?" I'm like, the boy just,
The boy is another nobody
yeah, it's
that
just
will most likely.
be somebody at some
See,
point.
the trick is, does this boy lead the new trilogy, or does Rey seek him out
No,
through
no,
the guidance of
I,
Yoda and Luke? She
no.
goes
I
after
think, I think,
people.
I think you're miss. I think a lot of people are missing the point. I think the boy was representing exactly what they've told us the whole movie. The Force can be with anyone and is with everyone, except some people have a stronger connection than the others, aka Ray, a typical nobody. There's nothing special. There was no family heritage, like anything in life, right? Doesn't matter who you are. It basically just said, Disney just said, doesn't matter who you are, you can be somebody. Done. That's all Disney said in this movie. That was this. That was the.
Yeah, but that's what I have an issue with, because in Force Awakens they built up saying like, oh, Rey's parents is like somebody like important, like it could be somebody important,
They,
and then they let us down.
they did
No,
not.
no, it was Rey who built it up.
They did not, and that's why that scene was. She remember she went in to look for her parents, only for her to realize again that really was really no one. I mean, whether you could say the execution could have been slightly better, but it's hard to execute something like that when you're trying to go that if somebody's mentally thinking that my parents are this, and only for you to find out that my parents are really nothing that serious. And I subconsciously blocked it out of my mind because they threw me away. So, and again, also too, you have to understand the people who hyped it up more was us. We immediately thought, oh, it's got to be Obi-Wan's daughter. Oh, it's got to be
I never thought she was Obi-Wan's daughter. I thought she was his granddaughter.
or whatever the case may be, but connected to
You
some.
want to know why I never believed it would have been Obi-Wan's kid or grandkid? Because Obi-Wan, as much as he loved the one girl in the Clone Wars, he would have never done nothing with her because he was stuck in his Jedi way, and he believed in, I can never be with anyone
Yeah, it's just
because
like
of
the
his
monster from
religion.
Crouching That Tiger, right? Same thing. Yeah. Oh yeah.
So
Um,
that Obi-Wan theory that it's Obi-Wan, no. I'm sorry. Obi-Wan, the most he's ever done with somebody is give him a hug.
Dog Haitian says it's like Neo breaking from the Matrix. Exactly. Neo was a nobody in terms of any. Remember his random code, if you want to put it that way, right? So it's the same thing with Ray. She, the Force is there. They've just established it now that the Force is the energy of the universe. There's a
Like
light side. There's a dark side.
Richie's asking, can a Force Ghost train a Jedi? Yes. Look what Yoda did to the tree. Yoda brought down lightning, and he's a Force Ghost.
Also, if you remember at the end of Revenge of the Sith, when Obi-Wan went into exile on Tatooine, he received additional training from Qui-Gon Jinn's Force Ghost.
Qui-Gon doesn't have a Force Ghost.
He doesn't?
No, Qui-Gon ascended, but not with the physical appearance. He only mastered he could speak to you from beyond.
But not a physical.
Well, he could still train him. He could still train.
Yeah, he was probably talking to him and guiding him that way. And that's why when Obi-Wan fought Vader, buying them time, he looked at Vader and he ascended himself. Vader didn't hit anything. Vader hit air.
Yeah.
But Obi-Wan gave his life away. He gave his life, his physical life, to the Force.
I think I think what it is just that with this movie, people have to just realize that the movie this way, Force Awakens was to bring us back. You have to learn storylines. Last Jedi is truly that Last Jedi. It's a reset of the universe, a soft reset, not even a full, but a soft one where they just change the language of certain things to basically move things forward. Because the way, and if you really think about the way the Star Wars universe was set, it is harder to introduce Force type characters easily without having a Jedi or a Sith around. They really made it that you must be a Jedi, you must be a Sith. And then everybody else were Force sensitive. They said Han Solo was force sensitive, which is why he has fast resistance. That's what we were told before. Now it's just like, look, anybody can have the force. Now it's just a matter of what level are you? You know, are you higher or lower? Are you less or more? So that's what we'll get from this, I think, moving forward.
Huh. Look, Doug agrees with your little Snoke theory.
Yeah. I think it is. I think it is. I don't think he is. But he was cut in half. Hey, we'll just have to see how, you know, they bring him back or bring him back or whatever the case may be.
If Captain Phasma comes back in episode 9 from surviving a fall, then Snoke could come back from freaking being chopped in half and both his arms getting cut off.
Okay. Cool. Ryan says he met Mark Hamill. Cool. That's nice, man. All right.
Cool. It's pronounced donut.
I mean, dude, oh, okay. Never mind. I heard he takes over bodies. It's possible, man. There are many interests, and again, that will add some more element of twist to, especially to someone like J.J. Abrams, who doesn't. I mean, he likes his own versions of twists as well, but he doesn't do this level of twist. Remember, he tried to do with Star Trek and saying that that's not what do you call it? Is that's not Khan. The whole during the
well, that was him being secretive. That wasn't really a twist. I think that was just them trying to keep a secret. Because you notice this movie it had its secrets during its production, but we seen things. Episode 9, we ain't seeing crap.
Episode 9 is not. We're not going to see anything till it comes. Episode 9 comes out to 2019, right?
Yeah, he just went the other day and pitched his story to Bob Iger. So it's only a matter of time. It's going to probably start filming next year.
No, they will film next year. And what's his name is writing the movie?
He's writing it with
Chris Terrio.
Yeah.
So,
see, now that's going to be interesting if, let's say, Snoke does come back and he goes to Kylo, you thought you got rid of me, and bangs Kylo up.
He won't kill Kylo. He still won't kill him.
I don't think he'll kill him, but he's going to mess him up.
Oh, yeah, of course. But that puts Rey in a very interesting predicament, because now she is the Force needs balance. So what is the Force going to super amp up her Force powers, right? Because that's 2 versus 1, right? 2 bad versus 2 dark versus 1 light. So that's where again my problem.
Well, remember, it's gonna be like Return of the Jedi. Granted, we had Sidious and Vader. Sidious really didn't do nothing with the exception of his little Force lightning at Luke. Vader did all the damage.
Yeah, but in this case,
throughout all of it,
I don't see it happening that way, because especially Snoke will be very cautious of him around Kylo if she's there. You know, he would probably even try to stick out himself and be done with.
But at the present moment, Kylo Ren is supreme leader.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, if they do again, that's just repeating episode 6.
Now, see, I don't want to see that crap. Rey and Kylo fight the supreme leader. Nah, they couldn't handle him together in this one.
Oh yeah, no, they couldn't come close. So, like, again, we'll see. Unless, of course, you know, the theory would be he moves over to balance out the Force, and then that's 2 versus 1, you know, all that fun stuff. But, you know, we shall see. We shall see on that. All right, guys. I think that is it.
Well, the only exciting movie news is G.I. Joe is coming back in 2020.
Yeah, that's the only news out there. Every news site has just been covering, you know, Star Wars. And Dev H is our winner. Dev, whenever you watch this, hit me up, send me a private message, and you get 2 movie posters, one for Thor and one for Justice League. Since you are the closest at 225.
Yep.
And the final numbers were what? What was the final numbers?
I didn't look, but it was 220, I believe.
Okay. I was way off.
So was I. I said 240.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, final numbers from Box Office Mojo are still showing 220.
20, yeah.
And I mean, it's only 200 million below Justice League.
Yeah. Now, before we go, can we talk about what do you think is happening about the Rotten Tomato audience scores?
Okay,
So wait,
like
before you continue, just wait. So to give you a comparison, Justice League is rotten at 40%. The movie's rotten at 40% from critics, top critics. Justice League's audience rating is 79%, right? And then if we go ahead and check out Star Wars The Force Awakens, certified fresh at 93. Its audience score is 56%. Now, what do you make of it? I'm gonna start with you, Charles.
Well, the other night I was talking with a friend of mine, and he told me that the audience reception for Attack of the Clones is just 1 point higher than The Last Jedi, which I thought was hilarious. But as for the audience reception for Last Jedi being at 56, 57%, I would say that's fair. It shouldn't go any higher than that.
Now, would you take into account the fact that reports are saying that a lot of these are just bots? Some guy came out and said, he has a lot of accounts that he's been using to drive the movie down.
As far as I know, those are just accusations and rumors. Nothing has been confirmed.
Yeah. Okay. True. That is true.
Like John Campea said in a recent video, IMDb and Rotten Tomatoes, you can vote without seeing a movie. That's enough said. You want to get the accurate cinema score, you wait for cinema something, and the movie was rated an A. That's the accurate reading for when it comes to breakdowns of audience scores. You don't have to see a movie to rate a movie on Rotten Tomatoes or IMDb.
But you do have to log in with your Facebook account. So at least
you have to log in with an account, and Facebook. Like you just said, I mean, let's be real. There's a lot of freaking dummy accounts on YouTube. Just imagine the dummy accounts on Rotten Tomatoes.
Well, no. Well, the difference here is you have to log in. I try to just vote. I drop 5 stars. I have to either create an account or log in with Facebook, which most people are using Facebook at this point to log in. But yeah, I mean, but even still, that is still allegations that's not proven. What it stands as we have logically now, at least in real life, is 56% of the viewership say that they liked it.
Which, honestly, I don't care what a Rotten Tomatoes viewership is. Just like I don't care what critics say. If you want to see the movie, just go and watch it. Determine your opinion after you see the movie. Because you might actually like the movie where some hobo didn't.
Now, on the flip side of the other movie, which Lou gave us a short review for, Jumanji is at 83% fresh on Rotten Tomato critics and 96% on users.
And it deserves it.
Users, roughly. So, I mean,
like I said, the movie is entertaining from start to finish.
Now, let's see. Let me just see other movies from this year. Let us look at Thor, 92 and 88%. Would you agree with that, Charles?
No. I thought Thor Ragnarok was horrible. I did not like it at all. I thought the comedy didn't fit. I thought Korg was annoying. Just I didn't care for it. But then again, I don't like the director of Thor Ragnarok. I didn't like his other movie, What We Do in the Shadows. I just don't like his style of comedy.
Okay. Wonder Woman is 92, 89.
And entertaining movie.
Yeah.
Okay. Guardians of the Galaxy. Let's take a look at that. quickly.
Seems to be Charles rated his movies all this year crappy.
Yeah, this year's movies, aside from Wonder Woman, this year's movies have been mediocre to disappointing.
Guardians of the Galaxy 2, 83, 88.
And that's your opinion, Charles.
Anyway, guys, thank you very much for chiming in.
Any of you guys watch S.H.I.E.L.D.? I didn't get to watch it yet.
I haven't watched it either yet.
I'm not caught up. So,
Oh, you need
Boy, that Guild Wars 2 must be taking up a lot of your time.
no comment.
All right, guys.
I mean, you ain't watching nothing.
All right, guys. Well, thank you very much, everyone, for watching. Appreciate it. Dev H, congratulations. Poster, Thor, and a Justice League poster for you. So, ooh, sorry, I'm out of focus. So, hit me up, send it your way. Daryl says he didn't like Wonder Woman. I saw it on Thanksgiving. Daryl, you know what? Just get out of here, Daryl. Get out of here. I'm just joking.
I mean, dude, I saw something today. I didn't click on it because I had to get ready to shut my phone off. But Matthew Vaughn I think he's itching very closely to becoming the Man of Steel 2 director.
Yeah, he said
even though it's not announced.
He prefers to work with DC. Yeah. Because in Marvel, he has to. I mean, I think moving forward, hopefully, DC claims they do not interfere except your name is Zack Snyder. That's the difference. So we'll see. But anyway, guys, thank you. Subscribe. We will be back for our end of the year show. Not this week, not next week, because of course it's a holiday on the 26th. Or we might actually. It all depends. So we might actually. Have our show on the 1st, if possible, of the year. Do a recap and exciting news of what we expect to see in 2018. So thank you very much. Enjoy and have a Merry Christmas, Hanukkah, Happy Holidays.
Yep.